Thoughts on this series? Padres, that was a big win last night, because if they didn't win, the Dodgers, Dan, are 14-2. We worked together yesterday. Dodgers would have been, they're not, but they would have been 14-2, had a 5.5 game lead on the Padres. Instead, Eric Hosmer comes back and comes back again, and they get at least 1 out of the 3. What did you think of the first matchup of the year between the two clubs?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, the pitching for me was jaw-dropping. The 6 starters combined for a 1.69 ERA in the 3 games. And to beat these teams, even for them to beat one another, you're going to have to figure out a way offensively to score when it's hard to score against this kind of pitching, which brings me to something that's really interesting, guys. These teams combined for 43 3-2 counts in this series.
Wow.
Padres 22, the Dodgers 21. The most plate appearances with 3-2 counts this season, Padres are 1, Dodgers 2, 117, 114. So those are the things that really stood out for me. The pitching is so dominant, but these teams offensively, they know how to attack even good pitching.
So this series said as much to me, and again, it's mid-April. We've played someplace between, some teams have played less, unfortunately because of COVID, but roughly 15 or so games this season. But this to me wasn't just a message about these two teams. If I'm watching, to Dan's point, if I'm watching these series and I'm the other 28 teams, especially the Braves, the Yankees, the White Sox, the teams that think that they can play for it all, I got to start thinking to myself, how do I beat they're so athletic. Their pitching depth is so strong. By the way, like some of San Diego's pitching, like they get Lamet back this week. Like they're about to get a little stronger.
Are you saying those 2 clubs or the 1 club?
No.
Because the Dodgers are a little better still.
I think the Dodgers are better.
Yeah.
But I think the Padres are, right now, if you ask me, who's the second best team in the sport? After watching those teams play for nearly 30 innings this weekend, I thought those were the athleticism jumped off the page. To Dan's point, the quality of the bats, the quality of the pitching. It was great for baseball. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And it is a reminder, it is very possible the second best team in baseball is going to finish second in the NL West and have their season decided in October by 1 3-hour game.
Yeah.
So these games that you're talking about this weekend, they're precious because I think we're pretty sure these are 2 of the best, if not the 2 best. And one of them isn't going to win their division. It is going to be in crisis right from moment 1 in October.
Here's the schedule, by the way. They'll be going back at it starting on Thursday, a 4-game series. They got 19 of all. You know what jumped into my mind is, if I'm really playing the season out, that means San Diego is at home for the wild card game, but Jacob deGrom is coming in. I mean, it's a very good possibility that maybe that second wild card's the Mets or something like that, and you could get the number 1 pitcher in baseball. Look, this is, though, you're right. It looked great. It felt like last year, though, where Padres weren't getting blown out, even though they got swept in the postseason, right, in the division series. I think it was 9-7 in the regular season. But it did look like the Dodgers have so much. They didn't have Bellinger. We were talking, they didn't have one of their best players, if not their best player, in this series at all. Still took 2 out of 3.
I think the greatest thing to happen for the Dodgers this year is the Padres. I think there's a layover, complacency, hangover, whatever term you want to use to describe how hard it is for teams to repeat after they win a World Series. But all winter long, the Dodgers heard about how good the Padres are going to be. These 2 teams don't like one another. When Clayton Kershaw, who never loses his composure, starts barking at Profar because he feels like he cheated to have the catcher's interference, there is a lot of emotion, as you can see, with these 2 teams. That's great for the Dodgers. It has raised their level of intensity and defined focus to play the game at a very high level.
This is what truly makes a great rivalry. It isn't history. Like this year, people will say Yankees-Red Sox, and I'm like, I'm not sure the Yankees-Rays is a rivalry if the Rays are going to win all the games, but it feels like a rivalry because the 2 teams hate each other. And I think what fans want to believe is that the players care about the outcome as much as they do. And this weekend, last October, watching these teams play, but certainly this weekend, watching them play, to Dan's point, these teams wanted to beat the other team. They hated the other team. That's what really makes rivalry, is when you know how much it matters. And so to that point, next weekend when they play 4 more, the 16 games left, these 3 games felt like an incredible appetizer in April. Like, where do I sign up for 16 more? And by the way, hopefully 7 in October.
Yep, and more fans showing up that are allowed to come in. By the way, the season series last year was 6-4 Dodgers, and then they took 3 in the postseason. But you're right, it jumped out. You're watching those games, even with limited fans, it's sparkle.